Pain is one of the most misunderstood forces in life. Most people try to avoid it, ignore it, or numb it, thinking it serves no purpose. But the truth is that pain is a powerful teacher and a fuel for growth. Every disappointment, failure, heartbreak, and struggle contains lessons that, when harnessed, can propel you toward extraordinary success. People who waste their pain allow it to consume them. They become bitter, resentful, or stagnant. Those who succeed, however, use it as motivation, energy, and clarity. Pain has a way of showing you what matters most. It exposes your weaknesses, highlights your blind spots, and reveals the areas of your life that demand courage, resilience, and action. The first step in turning pain into fuel is acknowledgement. You cannot grow from what you refuse to face. Most people bury their pain pretending everything is fine, or blame others for their suffering. But the most powerful individuals embrace it. They confront their struggles, ask hard questions, and look inward for solutions rather than outward for excuses. Pain becomes a mirror, a reflection of where change, action, and growth are needed. Recognizing it is the first act of courage and the foundation for transformation. Pain also has the power to clarify your purpose. When life hurts, you begin to realize what is important, what you will no longer tolerate, and what you are willing to fight for. Every setback, loss, or betrayal contains a hidden roadmap to your goals if you choose to see it. People who fail often ignore this insight, letting frustration turn into despair. People who succeed take pain as a signal, as a guiding force that directs their energy, ambition, and decisions toward meaningful change. Pain becomes fuel when it ignites focus and determination rather than excuses and stagnation. Another lesson of pain is resilience. Life will always challenge you. This is inevitable. The difference between those who fail and those who rise is the ability to endure suffering, to learn from it, and to persist despite it. Pain develops grit, tenacity, and toughness that comfort never can. When you embrace it, when you allow it to refine rather than destroy you, you cultivate a mental and emotional strength that becomes a competitive advantage in every area of life. Pain reminds you that you are human and your life has stakes. Those who feel deeply are alive. Those who feel nothing often exist. Your pain is a signal that you are striving, caring, and pushing against resistance. Don't waste it. Use it as fuel to propel yourself forward, to become better, stronger, and more committed to your purpose. The first step toward transformation is simple. Stop resisting pain. Start using it. Life will inevitably bring heartbreak, failure, and rejection. These experiences are painful, humiliating, and discouraging, but they are also fertile ground for growth and transformation. Most people allow these moments to define them, to keep them small, and to make them question their worth. They see rejection as a verdict, failure as an endpoint, and heartbreak as proof that life is unfair. But the truth is the opposite. These experiences are launch pads for resilience, creativity, and future success. Those who succeed take what would break others and turn it into fuel that drives them to work harder, think smarter, and pursue their goals with relentless focus. The first step is shifting perspective. Rejection and failure are not signs that you are inadequate. They are feedback. Every no and every setback contains information about what doesn't work and what needs improvement. People who fail are crushed by these moments. People who succeed analyze, learn, and adjust. They ask themselves, what can I learn? How can I grow? How can I use this to become stronger? Pain becomes fuel when it is transformed into insight and action. Heartbreak, too, can be a powerful motivator. Emotional pain reveals what truly matters to you and exposes areas where you need to grow emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Instead of turning inward in despair, use heartbreak as a compass for personal development. Strengthen your mind, focus on your ambitions, and invest energy into creating a life that is bigger, better, and more fulfilling. The pain of loss can become the fire that pushes you to become the person your future self will thank. Failure is another crucial teacher. Every failure is a lesson disguised as pain. The most successful people fail more than anyone else. They fail, learn, and keep moving forward. Painful failure teaches humility, patience, and the discipline needed to persevere. It exposes the areas where improvement is required and forces creative problem solving. Those who fail to leverage failure remain stuck, while those who turn it into fuel gain a powerful advantage. Every setback becomes motivation, every mistake becomes a lesson, and every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow stronger. Transforming pain into motivation requires action. Pain alone is powerless. It must be harnessed through effort, focus, and determination. Channel heartbreak into self-improvement, rejection into resilience, and failure into relentless pursuit of your goals. The people who rise above adversity are not lucky. They are intentional. They take the energy from pain and redirect it toward their purpose, creating unstoppable momentum. The key is simple. Don't waste your pain. Use it as fuel to propel yourself toward growth, achievement, and fulfillment. Struggle is not a setback. It is a stepping stone. Every challenge, obstacle, and hardship you face carries hidden opportunities that most people overlook. The difference between those who fail and those who rise is the ability to see adversity not as punishment, but as preparation. Life's difficulties test your resolve, sharpen your skills, and reveal the depth of your character. People who waste their pain allow struggle to break them. People who succeed allow struggle to teach them, strengthen them, and propel them forward. Adversity is fuel when you use it as a tool for growth rather than a reason to quit. The first step in turning struggle into advantage is perspective. You must stop viewing pain as a barrier and start seeing it as a teacher. Ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How can I use this to improve? How can this fuel my next step forward? Every failure, rejection, and disappointment contains actionable lessons. The sooner you extract those lessons, the sooner you can turn pain into momentum. Struggle becomes a ladder to success when you approach it intentionally, with curiosity and determination. Another key principle is resilience through experience. Life will not shield you from adversity, but adversity gives you strength you cannot gain any other way. Each struggle you face and overcome builds emotional, mental, and even physical fortitude. When you endure pain and continue to push forward, you develop an inner power that becomes your competitive advantage. Those who succeed are often not the most talented. They are the most battle-tested, the most persistent, and the most unwilling to let pain go to waste. Struggle also teaches creativity and problem-solving. When life pushes you to your limits, you are forced to think differently, innovate, and adapt. Pain forces you to reevaluate strategies, break old patterns, and find solutions you wouldn't have considered in comfort. Every obstacle, when approached with the right mindset, becomes a springboard for ingenuity. People who fail see walls. People who succeed see ladders, doors, and opportunities hidden in plain sight. Turning adversity into advantage requires action fueled by intention. Pain, loss, and struggle are useless if you dwell on them or let them define you. You must channel the energy they produce into focused effort, taking steps every day to move closer to your goals. Each hardship you endure can become fuel that powers your determination, focus, and growth. Struggle is inevitable, but wasting it is optional. When you embrace pain, learn from it, and act with purpose, adversity transforms from an obstacle into a launch pad for greatness. Pain is not just a moment, it is a resource. Emotional pain, when harnessed correctly, can become a daily source of motivation that drives consistent progress toward your goals. Most people experience pain and then let it fade into anger, regret, or apathy. They either wallow in it or suppress it, allowing it to drain their energy. But those who succeed convert every painful experience into fuel, using it to create momentum that compounds over time. Pain, once harnessed, becomes not a weakness, but a catalyst for action. The first principle of transforming pain into momentum is reflection and clarity. Each morning, take a moment to acknowledge the struggles you've faced, the lessons you've learned, and the fire that your pain has ignited within you. Use this reflection to clarify what you truly want and what you are willing to fight for. Pain gives focus. It shows you the areas where you've been complacent, where you've tolerated less than you deserve, and where you can push yourself to grow. Clarity turns emotional weight into a roadmap for action. Next comes channeling energy into action. Pain alone is not enough. You must use it as a driving force. When life hurts, redirect that energy into deliberate effort. Work harder, practice longer, think smarter, and act decisively. Every time you feel the sting of rejection, failure, or heartbreak, let it remind you that you are alive, that you are capable, and that you have unfinished business. Momentum is created not by waiting for motivation, but by turning emotional intensity into focused action. Consistency is another key factor. Transforming pain into fuel requires daily commitment. Every small step, repeated consistently, compounds over time. Writing, exercising, learning, or pursuing your goals every single day transforms emotional energy into tangible progress. People who fail often let their pain fade without action. People who succeed use each painful experience as a trigger to maintain daily discipline, making progress even when motivation wanes. The most powerful element of using pain as momentum is resilience in adversity. Life will continue to challenge you, often in unpredictable ways. Pain will return, loss will happen, failures will repeat. But when you cultivate the habit of turning each emotional setback into fuel, you develop an unstoppable internal engine. Your pain becomes proof of your perseverance, your fire becomes evidence of your purpose, and your momentum carries you toward goals that once seemed impossible. Don't let pain fade without purpose. Convert every emotional wound into a tool, every heartbreak into determination, and every failure into momentum. Daily action fueled by pain transforms suffering into strength and struggle into progress. The ultimate power of pain is not in the struggle itself, but in how it shapes your mind. Most people fail because they let pain weaken them mentally. They allow negative experiences to dictate their thoughts, limit their beliefs, and shrink their potential. But those who turn pain into fuel train their minds to see adversity as an advantage, using every hardship to sharpen focus, resilience, and mental toughness. Pain becomes a mental edge when it rewires your thinking, strengthens your resolve, and prepares you to handle challenges that others cannot. The first principle of mastering your mind is reframing pain. Instead of seeing it as punishment or misfortune, view pain as a teacher, a motivator, and a signal. Ask yourself, what lesson does this experience carry? How can this make me stronger? How can I use this to improve my future? Reframing transforms negative energy into constructive thought, turning what once drained you into a powerful resource that fuels creativity, focus, and determination. Next is developing mental resilience. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Those who succeed do not avoid pain. They prepare for it, anticipate it, and learn to endure it without losing momentum. Each painful experience is an opportunity to cultivate patience, persistence, and grit. By consistently pushing through discomfort, your mind adapts to adversity. You become unshakable in the face of setbacks, unyielding in the pursuit of your goals, and unstoppable in your ability to maintain focus when others quit. Visualization and goal alignment are also key. Use the energy from your pain to clarify your purpose and visualize your desired outcome. Let every struggle remind you why your goals matter. When life feels heavy, bring the lessons of past pain to the forefront and let them energize your daily actions. The mind, when trained to associate pain with growth, transforms obstacles into motivation, doubts into strategy, and setbacks into opportunities to outperform the average person. Finally, mastery of the mind involves turning every painful memory into a permanent source of motivation. The challenges you faced yesterday, the failures you endured, and the heartbreak you survived are not just memories, they are tools. Every time you feel discouraged, recall what you have already overcome. Let it remind you of your strength, perseverance, and potential. People who rise above the rest do not ignore their pain. They integrate it into their identity. Pain becomes not just a lesson, but a lifelong advantage, an internal fuel that drives relentless progress. When you reframe it, learn from it, and channel it, it gives you clarity, resilience, and unstoppable focus. Your struggles do not define you. They prepare you to dominate in life, build unbreakable mental strength, and achieve what others think is impossible. If you're serious about taking action in your life, stop waiting and start now. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, because here on this channel, we bring you daily motivation, life-changing insights, and the push you need to stop procrastinating and start achieving. Don't just watch, take action, and let's rise together.